Good morning, beautiful souls, and happy Monday to you all, and happy full moon in Scorpio vibes. It's been a tough time with this full moon. I am noticing and experiencing myself, given that my North Node and rising is in Scorpio. So I don't know about you, but I know a lot has been coming up emotionally, a lot has been coming up mentally, and sometimes the physical vessel accommodates that as well. So if you are someone who is feeling a little bit discombobulated right now, you don't know whether you're Arthur or Martha, or you're finding yourself in some type of mental prison or an emotional jail or anything like that, please know that you are not alone. First and foremost, please do seek the help that you need to help you move forward. But everything is happening for a reason right now. I'm noticing, and it's happening to myself included, that a lot of shadow aspects of self are coming back up for transmutation, for clearing, and stuff like that. So once again, go easy on yourself. Trust me, behind the scenes, I know how tough it can be, but all I can do to help you from my end is to connect with spirit, is to connect with source energy, gain some high perspectives or some higher knowing, or something that we can do to help us all move forward. Spirit only ever offer us what is for our highest good. So always just take what you need from this information and leave the rest. I am a personal development life coach and mentor. So if you're watching this, just remember that it's really, really important that you do take guidance, or you do take advice, and you apply it to your life. Then the more self-actualized you are, and the more that you choose to feel better and deliberately create the life you desire, the better your outcomes are going to be regardless. So my small way of being able to help you as a community is to jump on here and do a collective reading. I take this advice on myself. I also then follow through with this over on my Patreon channel. My link is down below if you want to join the Patreon. It's a personal development playground where you can come and join and be amongst like-minded people who are wanting to learn more, or be amongst like-minded people, because there's nothing worse than when you're in your growth and expansion and personal development stage, you still have influences around you that are still caught up in drama or, pessimism and all that sort of stuff. So if you want to join us over in the playground, you're more than welcome to. After this reading, I do offer a brand new self-script, which is to help you shift your internal dialogue. That is going to be posted, which will complement this reading over on Patreon, and the psychic reading for the entire month of May is over there as well. So go check that out. But if you want to book a one-on-one reading with me, you can do so on my website, www.misspsychicd.com.au, and I will happily take care of you from there. And thank you so much to everyone who booked last week. It was so great to connect with some faces and energies that I haven't seen or spoken to in a while. So it's good to see you coming in leaps and bounds. But for now, I'm just going to tune out of me. I'm going to ask Spirit to use all my senses safely, securely, and full protection to offer myself and my beautiful community members something they feel we need to know. They're showing me an image in my third eye already, and it's coming back to books. The collective reading for May, the initial message was to start learning. So knowledge is always power. I know it's hard when we've developed a lifestyle sometimes of just scrolling or needing instant gratification or something like that. But if you really want to get to the depths of things right now, or you really want to start learning about something that you're really passionate about, it could be got to do with yourself, personal self-help books and all that sort of stuff. You may want to learn a new skill or a hobby or a craft or something like that. Or maybe there's just a topic that really floats your boat and you want to learn more about. So they just show me the book in my mind's eye. So books are going to be really important. And I don't know about you guys, but I still love the old school ways of doing things. Yes, there's beautiful, mass amounts of online literature, out there, but I don't think anything beats opening up a good old book, an old school book, and writing things by hand rather than just typing it in. But whatever floats your boat. If it works for you, it works for you. But yeah, there's some significance with books, but we'll see what comes out. Okay, so one thing that Spirit wants you to know, that a personal issue is reaching a resolution. I think conclusions was in reach was last week. So this is still on the cards, pardon the pun. If you need to get to the base of the matter, it's about exploring the contrast right now. So I can see a lot of you, and that's why people do reach out for me, because I help you sift and sort through what's the actual energetic connection that you have to certain experiences or thoughts or beliefs or something like that. So you can apply a new thought process or a daily habit or a new skill to help you transmute that. But I keep hearing the words, get to the crux of the matter, get to the crux of the matter. So some of you may need to explore what the actual underlying reason is as to why you're experiencing what you're experiencing right now. It could be that. And if not, that's the guidance. But you do need to know that this full moon in Scorpio is really going to call for you to more so tap into your higher self and your intuition a lot more. I know it's easy and flippant for people to say, trust your intuition, but if you haven't trained that muscle, if you haven't learnt to understand the difference between what's actually your intuition and what's coming from ego, then that could be something that you want to learn more so about. So they're channeling me something. There's some significance coming in June, July. So now they're leaping right ahead, but there's some significance with June, July. I will say through my own symbology that I believe that means that if you put your head down, your bum up, and you learn and you start discovering new ways to sift and sort this energy, that's that release and replace, that's that cause and effect, and all that sort of stuff, and really shift your focus through gaining higher wisdom or higher knowing, or it could even be like non-fiction books. If you get lost in like a love novel or something like that, if you start doing that now, we're in May, by June, July, you will see significant results in your life. I didn't even concept, because when I'm channeling, there's no linear time, but yeah, I didn't realize that we're in May already. And they're telling me something significant about June, July, so I can't wait to find out what that is. But at the moment, the only way that we can really soothe you, if you believe this to be true, or you're feeling hopeful and optimistic and all that sort of stuff, is that whatever you've been going through is wrapping up. It's coming to a close, but you can't keep poking the bear. I used to use the analogy Spirit gave me many, many years ago. It's like if you hurt yourself and you've got an open wound, if you don't sort of take a step back and not focus on it and not let it heal naturally with the scab and all that, if you keep picking at it, if you keep picking at the scab and you keep tormenting it, so to speak, or aggravating it in some type of way, that wound's never going to heal. So it's really important that you follow suit with that analogy in other areas of your life. If you're constantly looking for the problem, you're always going to experience the problem and therefore manifest the problem. Now's the time to get to the crux of the matter. Get to the crux of the matter. I've been very open and transparent that I do have emotional blockages that I've got going on that have been identified, and I am actually seeking psychotherapy and other mindfulness courses to help me with that. So rather than poke the bear and put myself down or dismiss myself or anything like that, I'm reading the literature, I'm getting external help, and I'm actually applying the solution rather than constantly picking at the problem. So please know that a personal issue is reaching a resolution. Nice. They want me to go into June. They want me to go into June and July and let you know that luck is on its way for you. It's law of attraction. If you don't feel lucky in your life, it's very difficult to manifest luck. Luck doesn't come, luck is not in the same vibrational frequency as lack and scarcity. So if you can catch yourself, or you're mindful of yourself and you realize, you know what, I do have a story that is keeping me in lack. You know, maybe you might go, oh, there's no great people out there for me to have a relationship with, or men are dickheads, or women are bitches. You know, I don't have enough money. Money's so hard to get. Money doesn't grow on trees. Any type of story that you've got going on that actually is pivoting your frequency and your energy away from luck, I would address that, because there's something lucky. I just heard a series of fortunate events that are coming in. Some of you may be experiencing this now, where you just, you know, like the other day I went to the IGA and I looked down and here's this brand new $1 coin sitting in the corner of the floor. So that to me is just evidence that my money story and that is improving. So you are going to start seeing little bits of evidence as to where your vibrational and energetic self is. And when you do, even if they're really small, bask in it, really show gratitude and appreciation for it, and get that juice, get those juices, let me on the camera, get those juices going. So how you vibrate and how you execute your energy now is going to show up for you in the future. So even if you're doing stuff and you're not seeing any change, just don't give up. Just don't give up. Keep moving forward, whatever you do, because it just needs a little bit of time. Your energy and your frequency needs a little bit of time to catch up with the actual manifestation of the material or physical thing that you're manifesting for yourself. Look at that. Conclusions are within reach. We got this last week, which is a beautiful validation that we are all heading in the right path. We're all heading in the right direction. We are navigating our way towards luck. We need to line up with luck in its own totality to start experiencing lucky events, lucky connections, lucky, whatever you deem as lucky. But a personal issue is still reaching a resolution. So this is wrapping up. So please go easy on yourself. You're wrapping up a cycle at the moment. People are at different spectrums when it comes to that for themselves in their life cycle. It's time to take a breath. So stop pushing shit uphill. Try not to make and force things to happen. At the end of the day, we don't chase, we attract. As much as a lot of people find that really hard to understand, maybe that's something that getting your head in a book and learning about it is, but it's kind of like that lack and scarcity type vibration of why do bad things happen to good people? If you've got something like that going on, then you are constantly going to see evidence of that, whether that's in your community or whether that's in your own personal life. The guidance at the moment is to take a step back. Take a step back, breathe, understand that Rome wasn't built in a day and that you really do have it all, and that life is a journey. It's not about the destination. Your purpose is joy in this life. You are an extension of non-physical, which is joyous, which is abundant, which is prosperous, which is all those things. But as physical 3D beings that we are, we do have tendencies to pinch ourselves off from that optimum source and supply. So go easy on yourself if you haven't begun this process. But if you are active in this process and you do, you're really active in your own personal growth and expansion, you can expect a lucky series of events to come in for you. If you're not, please don't beat yourself up. That's the main thing. And we've got a time for healing. So whatever's coming up for you, like for me, I've got to emotionally heal some things. Some people need to mentally heal some things. Some people need to physically heal some things. I can't remember whether I said it last week in the collective or whether I said it over on Patreon. Doesn't really matter. But Spirit kindly reminded me a week or two ago that life is actually a holistic venture. So we get so fixated, like if we're struggling with our mental health, we get so fixated on fixing the mental health part that all the rest falls away, you know. Or if you're feeling really physically unwell, a lot of time and energy gets put into feeling better or physically healing from something that other areas sort of get neglected. So if I could guide everyone right now, and this week I'm about to post a little daily plan or a template that deliberate creators can use to sort of navigate their way into living a more holistic based lifestyle. So your mental needs are being met, your emotional needs are being met, your physical self, whatever you need for your physical self, that's being met, and your relationships, all the sectors where you are being nourished on a holistic level, that will be available for you over there. So please know that you've got to sort of pick a lane too, either in the healing, and I always say, if you are healing certain things, it's really important that you check back within yourself and just make sure that you don't have a chronic belief that you are broken. Yeah, you may be a little bit detached sometimes. Yeah, you may be, feeling a little bit vulnerable or something like that. But that doesn't mean that you're broken. So 2025 has been a year, and I predicted on this for this year, as I learn as you go. So sometimes it's best that we just wake up in the best possible frame of mind and emotional space that we can through a morning practice, and start pre-paving the future as to how we want it to be. And we do that through our thoughts and our feelings. And obviously by our choices and decisions that we make each and every day. So you can still heal as you go. If you identify something that is not for your highest good, or it's making you feel a certain way or think a certain way or whatever, you can find ways to shift that and transmute that energy by applying a better feeling to it, or a better thought to it, or a better action, or something of that nature. But it's learning as you go, not thinking that you have to do years and years and years of health retreats, or years and years and years of other things to fix what's going on within you. So anyway, we're going to keep going. I'm going to get some messages from your spirit animals and see what they have to say. And spirit are really close to me. They've been bantering on to me about getting back into my growth and expansion when it comes to sharing the messages and stuff. And got my own stuff going on. It's been hard to keep up. But if you see me rubbing my nose, that's why. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful that they're there going, come on. Get amongst it. Woo! Oh my God, this is so funny that this card jumped out, because when I pulled the card out of the deck, it jumped out. And then when I did the pre-shuffle, it jumped out again, and it's literally leaped out again. But we got the panda. So create a sacred space for yourself in your home and or place of work. So it's really important, I struggle. I'm open to, I struggle to put myself first in a lot of areas of my life and stuff like that. But I think with this healing energy that we've got going on, it's really important that you create a safe space for yourself to sort of do the energy work that is required to do that, whether it's in a section of your home, whether it's outside in the garden. 15 minutes, 30 minutes a day is all you really need, just to gradually shift, your energy or your vibration in some type of way. They're just telling me Feng Shui now, so it might be interesting to grab a book on Feng Shui and check it out. They just said that's going to help with mindfulness. So you creating a safe space for yourself, whether it's a corner of your room, whether it's in your office or wherever you spend most of your time. You might want to add some fresh flowers or some running water, like a little water feature or something. There's something about honoring yourself enough to create a sacred space so you can learn the art of mindfulness. I just said, learn the art of mindfulness. Ooh. Yeah. So we also got Manate, which is Dugong. And the card says, accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. So sometimes it is about accepting, and it's about surrender, and it's about knowing that no matter what you do, say, emotionally invest or whatever, that nothing's going to come of a situation. It's time to address that. I mean, for me, it's been daily lifestyle habits. I get up and do the same shit every day and expect a different result and all that sort of stuff, because it's just so programmed. So this holistic practices that I'm going to share with my Patreon members especially, I was sorry, I got distracted because I was listening to a really good podcast this morning, and it was by Robin Sharma from the 5 a.m. Club, and he was speaking with Alexis from Do You Fucking Mind, and he was saying, you know, the hardest change is hard, and then it gets messy in the middle, but the end result is beautiful or something. So I think that was really poignant to me. Sometimes we forget, you know, that we're feeling so shitty and we just want relief, like straight up or whatever. You know, we actually resist it. Oh, there's so much to that. Anyway, so have a look around you at the moment. There may be some situations or something around you that you either have to accept and release, or accept and find a solution for to move forward with. We got the Penguin. The period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing. How beautiful is that? I don't think the Penguins ever come out for me because I use these to pull for myself. So the fact that they are confirming the period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing, and a personal issue is reaching a resolution, and conclusions definitely are within reach, because luck is on your side. Something very lucky, something very significant, something that you thought was impossible is going to come possible for you. All you need to do right now is to create maybe a sacred space for yourself. You go and settle and just be by yourself and just tap into reflection and surrender. Because we are still somewhat in a time of healing. Scorpio is going to bring a lot of stuff up that you may identify as healing. The alternative to that is the fact that you are a healer. The fact is that you could be a healer to your core, and now it's time to start paving the way to help be of service in some type of way. So my readings for a collective are always dual. So you can say, yep, that's me, or you might go, oh no, this has got to do with someone else that I'm close with. Or it might be in a totally different area. I'm just reading the energy of it. It's really important to know that. And then we've got Cat, which is domestic. A time to strike out on your own and relinquish your over-dependency on others. So it's really important to tap back and what I find a lot is people seek outsource their power. So they ask other people's opinions too much, or they rely on other people to act or feel or believe a certain way for them to move forward, or they're just waiting for something. I'm waiting for my boss to come back from holidays before I do this, or I'm waiting. There's that waiting energy. Rather than just stop your energy and your energetic flow, which never stops at the end of the day anyway, but rather than physically stopping yourself from moving forward, create that sacred space for yourself. Bought cardboard for vision boards and stuff like that. It's time to start shifting that energy into a forward movement momentum. That was a mouthful. And if you don't know how to do that, learn how to do that. Oh. And then we got rattlesnake. The experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. So if you are a healer, maybe you're being called into service right now. You may need to sit a course or do something that will help you know how to do that. If it's a personal development thing and you are looking to heal yourself, maybe it's a time for you to seek help and external support so you can get on top of whatever's constantly bogging you down. Could be that too. Could be all of it. You take it as you wish. But let's get out of that energy now. Let's tap into the psychic side. I use tarot as my fortune telling tool, so I can see what is possible in your future realms. And we are going to see what's going to come in for us as a collective. We already know that we're going to get lucky in something. Karmic rewards. You have so many karmic rewards coming in. It is absolutely ridiculous. If you really focus on growth and expansion through learning and higher awareness from this moment forth, get your head stuck in books, listen to podcasts, get external help if you need it. By June or July, there's something significant that's going to cross your path. You are, in some ways, being intuitively guided towards this, but some people don't trust their intuition. They don't know whether it's a difference between intuition or fear, or intuition and, wishful thinking or anything like that. Spirit wants you to know that if you line your ducks up in a row right now and you tap back into your holistic self, so your mind is being fed, your emotions are being soothed, you're physically active and circulating energy, you're eating and consuming high vibrational food, you're creating the lifestyle and the life that you desire for yourself, you are guaranteed to see some type of evidence of that in your reality around June, July. This could be a brand new car. This could be the holiday. This can be the partnership. This can be your business taking off. This could be you getting a new job. This could be you getting a new house. It's going to be dependent on all of you because you're all calling in something different for yourself. Even if it's not in the physical world, if you've had a lot of physical dis-ease leading up until this point, you might actually find yourself feeling pretty vital and full of energy, and those aches and pains seem to have disappeared and all that sort of stuff. So you may actually just find yourself feeling physically better. Could be that as well. It's going to be different for all of you, but you do really need to know that if you can follow your internal guidance, that's your feeling space, that doesn't feel right, I might not pay that much attention, or something that feels really good, I'm going to go and focus on that right now. This is also psychic ability as well. So a lot of you are expanding your consciousness. So maybe you're starting to clairvoyantly see things before they happen. Maybe your clairsentience, so your feeling space has really been activated. You feel the little touches from spirit, or you can just sense bad juju from people when they're in your aura or something like that. You may be clairaudient, which means you can hear things. So you may be able to hear voices or words. I know there's a lot of people who have been diagnosed as schizophrenic, and they're not actually schizophrenic, they're actually mediums, they're channeling that. Obviously, seek professional help with all that type of stuff, but or maybe it's your claircognizance, and that's just that clear knowing. And it's that, to me, the claircognizance is that idea generating. So if you've got some ideas that are coming to you right now and they seem so far off, so skew-if, like, okay, write them down anyway. The fun and the enjoyment and the play comes into creation of things, not necessarily from the healing and the healing side of things, because they're totally different frequencies. Healing is a different frequency to deliberate creation and manifesting. But we're all manifesting every single day anyway. So, I hope that all made sense. There's some significance with June, I'm telling you. Some significance with June. I keep hearing Krabby Patty, and that's my symbology for the star sign of Cancer. Unless there's a Cancerian connection with what's happening astrologically, I don't know, because that's not my forte. But I keep hearing Krabby Patty. I keep seeing Cancerian energy. I keep seeing June, July. Now's not the time to play small. That's all I can say to you. Now's not the time to play small. It's not a time to diminish your shine. It's not a time to speak poorly upon yourself or to make excuses or anything like that. Now's the time to stand up. Money and soul. I can't show the cards because they've got nudity on them, but money and soulmate connections are coming in. Great partnerships, great unions, financial rewards, emotional fulfillment. These are divine unions because it's also happening on an intuitive level. I usually get a red flag when spirits say, watch out for this or be mindful of that. I'm not getting that. I've got a slow merging here. And the more active you are in the deliberate creation of the life that you desire, your life is more joyous. You wake up with purpose and go to bed satisfied and it feels bloody great. But you do have either a very strong, loving connection coming in for you, a divine pairing. You do have work opportunities. If you allow yourself to step out of this apprentice type energy or out of the healing energy into the deliberate creation, into a higher position of this can, in some way, this can come as promotion. This can be you've gone 3 months, 4 months without a job and all of a sudden you land the perfect career. This can be the fact that you've been slugging at your business for so long and all of a sudden you've got heaps of clients or people are buying your products or whatever it is that you're doing. I don't want to say it's as extreme as going from famine to feast, but that's kind of what it is in energy. It's kind of like I didn't have it and now I've got it. I didn't have it and now I've got it. So trust your intuition, line your ducks up in a row, create some type of holistic plan or lifestyle shift for yourself. Understand that the beginning is very hard and very difficult. And in the middle, that's where it gets a little bit messy, especially when you've got to take other things, external things into consideration with where you're going and what you're doing in that. But I can guarantee you that there's some significant shift happening in June and July that's going to bring some type of luck or prosperity or offer or opportunity or love into your life. And you want to be mindful enough to actually enjoy and appreciate and really, really welcome this shift in for yourself. It's part of your karmic reward, but if you keep looking at and trying to work out karmic patterns and anything that wasn't unwanted, you keep that active in your vibration and you'll manifest more of the same. Beautiful. Put it this way, the more you release right now, the more it's going to be released. The more that you release right now, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever, the more is going to be replaced. I'm going to keep this as a collective message of just saying this is of value. So some of you value love, relationships, family, connections, all that sort of stuff. That's what you're going to receive. If you receive value, which is more of the financial reward and the physical materialization of things, then that's how to be as well. But there's something of value and someone else outside of yourself, you need to know this from a psychic vantage point, that there are people around you at the moment that are looking down on you and they actually see your value. They see your worth. They see your potential. They do see that. But if you don't see it in yourself, it's going to be very difficult for you to get into alignment with these opportunities and this luck that is coming in for you, because alignment is just a matching pair. So have a look at your life right now, and are you matching up with constant contrast, chaos, confusion, all that sort of stuff? If you are, take a step back and breathe and know that this is showing you something about yourself that needs to shift without expecting something else outside of yourself to behave any differently for you to feel better. That's the energy work right now. What you release now is going to be replaced with something better and more significant. I keep getting on the double digits. I literally just had 33, I've had 11, 12. So maybe you are seeing signs and synchronicities. And if you are, just say thank you, Spirit. Try not to work it all out. You can go and Google what 333, 444 and all that means or whatever. But on a spiritual level, when it comes to consciousness and vibration and energy, all that is saying that I am closest to source right now. I see that dollar coin and I pick it up and I show appreciation and gratitude for it, because that's showing me that I've had an improvement in my mindset. You know, only 2 weeks ago, I was looking at how much I didn't have in my bank account, and now I find money on the floor in a random place. You might get a compliment down the street or something, and that just shows you how much you've opened your heart up to receive acknowledgement, to see validation, to receive love and all that sort of stuff. There's a duality in everything. So I will go back to the guidance I said last week and in the May Collective over on Patreon. Rather than saying, why is this happening to me? It's now a really important time to get your head stuck in books and say, what is this trying to show me? I'm willing to learn. I'm happy to grow. I'm excited about what's to come. And I don't need to work out how it's going to happen or whatever. I'm just going to have fun along the way, all that type of stuff. So if you love yourself, scripts and that, I'm going to post one over in the Patreon later on today. Perfect. We got Mother Mary. So this is a miraculous encounter. Divine experiences. Do not be afraid of being powerful. So, you know, I think we can all sort of put our hand up a little bit. Something that came up for me today, and I'll share more about it later, but something that came up for me today is that sometimes I have a fear of happiness, because in the past, every time that I found myself in a happy vibrational space, the rug got pulled out from underneath me. So I also read another book the other day. This is what I mean. You read books and you do all this sort of stuff and your own little nuggets will come. But I opened up a book and it said, make friends with Murphy's Law. And I've always joked, and those who have followed me for a long time, I've openly said that I have a pretty poor relationship with Murphy's Law. So, oh yeah, it's Murphy's Law. That happens and this happens and that happens. And I've been actively trying to shift that. Like, it's a part of my awareness. But until you get aware of what your triggers are or what's not serving you, or, you know, all that sort of stuff, it is quite difficult to know where to start to move forward. And if you need help, booking for a reading. But at the end of the day, we've got Mother Mary. Beautiful, beautiful energy. And just know that we are being encouraged to live a more spirit-led, divine, love, peace and mung being type of lifestyle. It's out there. We got the divine director. Trust the process. Create space for divine order to unfold. Isn't that funny? When we got this one too, it says create safe space, a sacred space, but also it's creating safe space within yourself as well. So we are programmed that we need to see it to believe it. But at the end of the day, when it comes to law of attraction, you need to believe it and then you'll see it. It's actually the other way around. So trust the process. Trust that what you're doing is bearing fruit and bearing rewards, because Spirit just showed us there's luck that's coming in. There's something significant with some type of value that is going to come into your life. And it has the power to shift it. I probably would do a 6-month reading. I might do a June to December reading and just see what this is, because the energy of it is that we are really closing the door on that lower vibrational frequency, like of sacrifice, of lack, of scarcity, of problem, of issue, of whatever it is. And I do feel like we're at a pivotal time in life, and I think the Scorpio moon is going to amplify that. I do feel like the second half has the potential of a lot of people living the life that they desire, and if not in its full potential or its full capability, but in a steady enough space that you will feel satisfied, you will feel happy, you will feel like more, and it's the embodiment of all the shifts and changes that have happened over the years before us. So we've got Lady Portia too, overcoming limitations, karmic release, let go of the need to be right. So don't fight for your limitations anymore. Don't fight to be liked. Don't fight necessarily always for answers to issues that you've had. Release the need to fight, but if you do feel like you need some type of resolution or some type of relief, get it from a therapist, get it from literature, and get your head in a book, rather than try to outsource other people's opinions and stuff, because it'll hinder you every single time. And we also got Isis. So call back your power and what is rightfully yours. Call back your sovereignty. Google what sovereignty means. Know that to be true. Know that you are an extension of non-physical energy, which is limitless, which is full of potential, which is abundant, and all that sort of stuff. Open your mind. This is that psychic awareness that's coming in. So a lot of you probably are, starting to see things, receive things, downloads. There's a lot of people that have been coming to me and say, I've got a ring in my ear. And I said, that's a download. Not as long as it's not tinnitus, but that's a download. So thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for that message. I'm really looking forward to articulating that later. And then 9 times out of 10, it will unfold. You'll get a random idea. You'll get a random message. The trick is to trust that that's the message, and not sit there and go, what does that mean? What does that mean? And then start to micromanage it and try to figure it out, because it's whatever your downloads are, it's just brand new information. So reclaim the magic. Trust the process. You are overcoming your limitations and luck is on your side. Create safe space. Oh, shivers. They literally jumped out. Ask for what you want. I literally pointed at my vision board thing. There. Whether you're on a healing journey, that's awesome. If you're in a deliberate creation journey, awesome. Do I believe you can heal as you go? Absolutely. But you need to pick a lane. You need to pick a lane right now. The confusion and the unsettlement is coming in trying to do both. So it's going to be dependent on where you are in your journey. So rather than pick a specific mental, well, you can. This is a tricky thing. You can pick something specific to focus on, but the Spirit's guidance at the moment is to see it for more of a holistic approach. So, you know, you may be having mental health concerns because your body's full of toxic food or addictions or lacking a vitamin or something like that. It's you got to include everything, if that makes sense. So a couple more of these and I'll let you go. But if you would kindly hit the like, leave me a comment, let me know what you're up to, where you're at. Share it with your friends if you feel that this will be beneficial for them. If you want to join me on Patreon, you can do that. All my links are down below if you want to book in for a one-on-one session. Beautiful. Look, admit your true feelings for yourself. Admit your true feelings to yourself. So you can't change what you don't acknowledge at the end of the day. So taking ownership of things is going to be really significant. And when you identify, you know, how you're actually feeling and what's actually happening, you know, then you can turn it into something. If you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, then you'll be able to ask for something more. Prayer is going to be really, really significant too. We've got love, life and children. So obviously we have to love ourselves, and in turn we have to bask and have love in life to experience value in connections and people and relationships and all that outside of ourselves. So something significant, we've got a holiday. So even if you can't afford to go on a holiday, you can create a life that feels like one big holiday for you. You can start fantasizing and daydreaming about what that looks like, smells like, tastes like, all that now before June rolls around. Some of you may be actually going on a physical holiday around that time. Or some of you really need to get your vibration out of other people's pots a little bit and create a safe space and create time where you can go back and reflect and, you know, spend some time to yourself. Because 9 times out of 10, people use a holiday or the notion of a holiday to rest or to recalibrate. They're going on a holiday for a reason. So if you need time out as well, this holiday card can, the energy of it can also represent allowing yourself to have some time out. You know, let everybody know around you, I need some time to myself, or I'm going away for a night, or I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and honor that as well. So yeah, thank you so much. It's a bit of a long one, but anyway, what had to be said had to be said. I'm wishing you guys a wonderful week ahead. I'll probably do a psychic prediction as to what's going to come in the second half of the year, given that they've just said that something lucky is coming up in the next 6 months. If you want to be a little bit more spirit-led and you want to be part of a deliberate community, jump over to my Patreon. All the links are down below. You get a week's free trial, so there's no obligation to join. You can go and see what's happening there. But yeah, if not, I will catch you over on my social media platforms. I love you so much. Thank you all so much for your support. I love you guys loads, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.